Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello. Hello. All right. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome to a new stream of ES Futures Trading. It has been a while since the last time I was live, or since the last time I did a stream. If you have been following the market, earnings earnings season is over. We had NVDA yesterday with an astonishing beat. Everybody knew was going to be a beat. The question was how big it was going to be. Right, and this market has been really thin, very thin, the past couple months. There are some things that have changed since the last time I went live. I have stopped streaming because I was kind of distracted. I was going through some stuff as well. And well, let's go back to what this is about. All right. We have a breakout. I was following Nasdaq because Nasdaq was having kind of like a really. I was struggling, right? I was kind of dealing with some selling, and the moving averages are all over the place in Nasdaq. And after NVIDIA, the market, has some selling. Oh, by the way, every single rally from the day before yesterday from here, there was just selling in a day, all right, in a day, that the market was higher. This is Nasdaq, by the way. All right, market was going higher, but every single rally was being sold here. Going short into NVIDIA, I mean, was kind of very risky, right? There's some questionable area here, some questionable down here as well, around the 29,160. And after earnings, after the report, the market tried to sell, but it was just unbelievable how much buying it had. And as a consequence, we had a big gap to the upside today at the opening, and not just that, but a breakout of these 2 days, of this inside day, and of this 2-day range and this 4-day range. So there was no reason whatsoever to short this market. You want to do something, you can do anything but short this market. I don't know what happened here. All right, let's collapse. There's some level here. I had this level as a reference, as a high of the range, but now I'm going to move that one to here, to this one. This is the reference point now. This one here. There is some possibility that this market now may come down maybe all the way to, to the, let's see, 550 maybe, which is 550. Where are you? 550 will give us 550. Around this area here. This one here. And this would be my kind of, I would call this support, this area down here, this low here. If I was short this market, this is a good area to take profits now. Can this market come lower? Yes, it can. But, this is just a really nice area to take profits. We have the somewhere between the 36 and 50 area. It's also below some very important level or area, right, which is this one here. The further it goes away from this, the bigger the odds that this market can come over down here. Now this one down here is the one we have here, has been, this actually, now that I am looking at this, now that I have make it, this can be a bigger support area, right? In the same way as this one was resistant before, you can see how many times the market come and check this area, right? Multiple times here. Oh, by the way, this is a 2 hours chart. 2 hours, you got this one to the upside. Now it goes through, and now the next thing you know, the same area is used as a support, right? Everybody knows how support resistance work. Now this market is to the upside. If this low is taken, the low that we have here, the low that we have here, right? That would put the market back inside of this 4-day range. That can be a little bit dangerous if I want to take a loan, for example, right? But it's getting close, pretty close to this 25 or 29, 510, or the 5, I would call it the 500 as a really nice support for this market. We have excess, very nice excess in the lower side. We have excess on the upper side. This might look like a P shape, but it's not short covering. Right? There's some buying here that has happened. That's happening. It doesn't mean that this market cannot go lower. The ES though, the ES looks very elongated, kind of like a seems like has gotten ahead, has got ahead of itself here, like too much here, right? Very thin. That's a big difference between Nasdaq and ES. There's more weakness in the ES here than Nasdaq. I haven't changed the name of the stream. It is May 17 weekly opening, but it's not. It's not the weekly opening. All right, we are August 27th. Nasdaq, man. Lately Nasdaq is getting very interesting here. Let me check. We check how the other markets are doing here. The Dow has looked above yesterday. The range is coming back inside yesterday. Russell is a little bit stronger than the Dow. Nasdaq and the ES are above. So the only market that is not helping here, for example, is the Dow. This could be a good area to take a long here. Now, why I don't do that? Because the momentum is still to the downside, very strong momentum to the downside. And you can see this lob here. When this one starts to flatten, we will need some sideways trading before this market can go back higher. Look at this slope here. This is the 10, right? This is the 310. This is the fast. Oh, this is the slow. Oh, this is the fast. The 3 here is kind of getting flat. Now let me check. It has come below this low. This is Nasdaq is better. Nasdaq is higher, and actually this is kind of like a flat, and it's trying to go higher here. Now trying a short here in this area is very bad idea here. Not a good idea. It came as it came a little bit lower or below the support that we have. talk about. Okay, the ES has checked these single prints. Same goes for Nasdaq. Oh, actually, it even took care of this one here. Huh. Look at this. So here any short here is riskier now. It's getting closer to the lower side of the value area. As long as this low is not taken, still this market I believe may attempt to come back to where POC is. Right, Nasdaq also has not filled the gap. The ES did fill the gap, so this has better also going lower. The same kind of weakness I would say that we got here. The same thing we have down here now in Nasdaq. I mean in the ES. So there is better odds for this market to keep going a little bit lower, maybe, but it's pretty close to support as well. This is the previous gap. Right? This is the last gap that wasn't closed when the market this little one here, right? Very close. Now filling this space here, right? We have this gap as well. As you can see, this gap, this area here. Where are you? All right. This area here, right, is right, or we are pretty close to that. We have building value around this area. If we join these two profiles and this one, this is going to be really fat profile here. Consider this a breakout. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 day range breakout. I don't know, man. Let me try something here. I will put my stop down here. Down here. I should put it down here. In this area. That will be how many points? That's like 30 points here in this market. Still is going lower here. This may try to recover here. It is very, the thing is, we know how markets work. We have this little range here, right? In this time frame, we have another one down here. We have this section here. That could be there's anything to the upside right now. They may try to fill this area here first. So any long here has this area as potential profit taking zone, right? But right now we have something to the downside. We still don't have this movement. And markets, we know the markets don't do, I suppose they don't do B shapes, right? And now we also have this resistance here. No resistance is volume area. There's a lot of volume trade that happen in this area, right where the market is. So I expect something here, right? If the market takes this area out, that's when it can come higher. Right? The next thing is this. So look at what happened here. That's how I check these moves, right? We have one here. The market just couldn't deal with this and just continues well lower. We have another one here. Now the market is trying to again to see what goes on here, right? If there's enough shorts or if there are strong shorts in this area. The stronger there are, the less likely that the market is going to take these ones out. I don't think that's the case today. I think that these are not strong shorts, especially because I don't think anyone big is going to be shorting the day to the upside. If somebody shorts here, it's going to be really, really, really short time frame. Maybe retail or small traders. Undeveloped area. This is a good excuse to come back. There's accumulations here. If there's anything to the upside, it may be this one, this area here, right? The 650. But something, I don't know if we can have something like that today, because that will be back-to-back days doing the same thing, right? And it's very unlikely that something, the markets repeat itself twice, in back-to-back days. Got to be very careful here as well. Usually, a stop would be here or below this area, right? But since I took a trade here, right? This trade has to move fast, right? Because it has to move fast. Potentially it feels towards the POC, maybe this upper zone, or maybe this area as well. But this just didn't happen. Huh? I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Right? Now we have this going higher. This is the fierce one. This is higher high here, but it's still in negative momentum here. I was away from the market for a good amount of time. Uh, I mean, for me, good amount of times, maybe like 6 months, maybe. And I wasn't doing anything. I was just watching, observing. And what happened during that time is that when you get away, when you have no skin in the game, some interesting things happen or can happen. Passions. Uh, and if you are lucky, you can develop some passions. Hey, Jammer, how about you, man? Oh, one of the things that happened when you are when you are streaming. Wait a minute. Is that you get distracted. Unfortunately, that's a fact. Jammer P1B6H. You look you sound like a gene, a B6. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, man. Really. All right. One interesting thing that's happening here. POC is moving lower. So this, all right. The past couple days, POC was really all over the place. Right? Moving up, down, up, down. In these days, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, until it sets, late in the session. It's set where it is now, what we can see now, right? Perfect balance in these days. POC just almost matching POCs, matching value areas. I would have taken a long here in Nasdaq, but something I don't like is the shape of this profile here. So this is ES. Wow, 81%. It's a lot of memories. Ah, the key here, I believe, is this market can come back to the 600. If this can retake the 600, I think that would be a good sign. The ES is not bad actually. POC is a little bit higher now. Couple ticks higher. There's some weakness around this 77.24, right? This one still has a strong momentum to the downside, but now it's flattening. As you can see, the 3 is actually moving higher, and the 10 is flattening here. So we may have something here. Also we are very far from the 30 highs and lows. Look at how this market has been riding up, down, far from this channel, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And today is pretty much a good amount of day, right? Above the or outside of the 30 high here. And now it just has taken a lot back really fast here. 77.40 is the potential. There can be something here for another days. We have in this area here. I don't know if this market can have more to the downside now. It will need a lot of effort to come down through this area here. If it does, that's another thing, right? If it does, this is yesterday. Potential is all the way down to here. What the heck is this? Okay, this is the only single prints. Oh, we have some more down here. But yeah, now after a day like yesterday, it's very unlikely the market to retrace that much. After all, this is a reaction to NVDA. It's a reaction to news, basically, right? News-based movements don't have the potential to stay. Usually are retraced within the next couple days. It doesn't have to be today. Wow, look at this volume. Actually, Nasdaq has a pretty nice volume, huh? Wow, really nice. Yeah. Higher volume than yesterday. What about market overall? Nah. Not much really, just about maybe 4 or 5%. All right, all right. It's pretty dangerous market to short here. If anything, if there's anything to the upside, I'm just expecting, I'm just waiting if the, I guess I have a bias, right? You can hear, that this may be this market starts from some range here and this moving average starts to flatten, right? Once it starts to flatten, it may have something to the upside. Of course, it may have something to the downside as well, right? But remember, Nasdaq has not filled the gap, so there is some strength here. Unlike like the ES, however, is not cooperating, right? ES has closed the gap, get got back inside previous day range, but it have didn't have acceptance down below. And that is being reflected here in this market now. So this market has better odds or come a little bit lower. Now how do I change the name of this thing? Of this stream? Okay, let's update the title. Now I found that this is August 27. It's not weekly opening, but earnings the day, right? I want to call it the day after NVDA. the day after tomorrow. Okay, I think I have it. Yeah, it has been updated. All right. Remember the first. Let's see. I don't know, man. That's something I don't. Oh, look at this, man. Check this out. Check this out. Where everything started. Huh. Right there. This is right a POC. Let's see if there's some sailing here. This is an inside bar. Inside bar to the downside. There's still sailing here. This can be a veer flag. And everything is. Look at the 2 hours chart, 2 hours profile here. You know, back inside is a big area here. Yeah. I wouldn't be too excited here. There can be some back and forth around the 29, around the 580 maybe, 580, 590, 585. Let's call it 585. As you can see, trading has not changed. Trading is very boring. Most of the time in trading, you are just watching, observing. All right, all right. I will stream maybe another 15, 20 minutes. There might be something. I think we may have some opportunity here, but still, it's too high here. Now, I may have missed the trade here. I would love this to come down, or maybe close to this area here, right? Or if this one come close to, even close to trying to close the gap, that would be something. Now, what have been observing the last couple of weeks is, for example, it has been very useful. Remember what happened the previous day at the closing. Yesterday, we have this big selling that came after NVDA, big selling, but everything was taken back. Right? The market closed way up high and opened with a gap, right? Really nice gap as well. I'm talking the overnight, right? The overnight session. If we have something like that today, if we have some selling at the close, I would be very careful trying to buy the market, because I don't think there's going to be enough volume now to bring the market back, right? To any selling that might happen, right? If it happens, I have to clarify that. Now look at this. This thing that's happening. This is flattening now. We have a fierce It's green here. This is flattening here. Now we have a higher movement. We might have something here now. What I don't like here is where this market is. It's really too close to, really close to this, to the center of this area. Okay, I may have missing the trade. I may have missed the trade, but so what, right? You miss the trade, you miss the trade. Nothing bad is going to happen if you do so. Ooh, look at that. Very misleading. It's just too close to the. I mean, it's a right of sense. This is no man land here. Um. Yes. Let's check this. 30 minutes. What is going on here? We might have something here in the upper side. Let's have some fingerprints. Okay. Can you see how misleading it is, right? It's just. It's not a good place to take any trades here. The market can go higher, the market can go lower here. Let's take a look at. Let me move my. I'm going to move my ladder to another screen so I can see this volume profiles here. 7740. 7740 up here just today. Yes, all this area. Can you see all this area here? High volume that we have in the first 2 hours of the trading session or the regular trading hours coincides with the 10. This is a 10. These are 10 days of profiles merge here. We are rising. When the market comes down here, let me erase this thing. If the market comes down here for this area, this is when we may find some opportunities here in this area, right? Because the market may try to make an attempt towards this area, or have rejection, came back into this one, and then target the opposite side of this hips, right? Now the question is, we have only 2 more periods here. Right? We don't have a catalytic as we had yesterday. So I believe this is pretty much what we are seeing here is profit taking day. All right. look at this is interesting. I wonder if we still have one more period here as POC can actually move higher here. And that's not the case for the ES. I don't think POC will move higher than ES. No, these fingerprints have been dealt with. Now, the next thing with represent something is this upper side here. Right? There's some good stops, amount of stops here, amount of stops here, that can propel the market higher really fast towards this area up here. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, as you can see, right? As soon as it closed this, the market just came down really, really fast. We're close to 25 to 600 here. That's not a good high there, right there. Now I am going to, oh, look at this. Huh. This is interesting here because where it starts here, let's say now this profile here, I mean this period, and now it's this break is checking this. I'm going to leave it. I was going to remove this ellipse here, but I am just going to leave right there. The danger of this kind of movements, let me show you something here. All right. When we have this kind of markets, we have this curve, right? It doesn't flatten before going high. So when this happens, we may have this flattening up here, and then from here keep going higher, or it may come down. I would not look anything to the downside here. Nope. Of course, this is just me, right? Look at also how this slope has changed, right? It's going lower here. It's going higher, flat, lower. Huh? Now it's to the downside. Of course, these are all lagging indicators, right? Very thin market here. Nasdaq has had really nice volume to the outside, 28%, 30% now. Nasdaq has had really nice over 40% at the opening. Man. It's the developing to the upside is really nice here. Look at this. When this market took this area, look at this, how wide is here. Now it's coming back to check this. Probably it's going to come all the way to the 640 here. I think this market may even attempt to come back all the way to 660 here. And we still have the last 10 and the next periods change here. I believe a Nasdaq has better also doing that. But I would be very careful, yeah, because I will keep, you know, what happens is the ES is very thin, right? And the wider part of this market is down below, right? Nasdaq is right where it is now. It is same thickness as in here, right? POC can still move higher here on Nasdaq. It's very unlikely for the ES to do that. Hmm. I'm checking the daily chart in Nasdaq. It's a good chance also to target at 750, which is higher than this actually. What do we have up there at 750? Ooh, that would put the market actually at the lower side of the gap. This is a huge gap to the downside here. Huh. Okay, let's see what's happening here. This kind of selling can be very misleading here. The only thing that happens here is that the ES is not cooperating here. The ES is a market to the upside as well. But profile is way thinner than Nasdaq. I would like the ES to have the same kind of profile as Nasdaq. Usually Nasdaq is the one that is very elongated, right? Because Nasdaq is always thinner. We're at the center of this accumulation, 10-day accumulation of volume. Dead center, man. You can target this one, this upper side, you can target this lower side. Any of those. Lower side right now. ES 7727, just a couple points below what it is now. Nasdaq 560. That would be 570, around 20-30 points lower than what it is now. But it's a market to the upside. I will see a test of this one. this area here can be, because there's some back and forth around this low here, not the high of these single prints. I guess I'm looking for a trade now. I should be like that. If you look for a trade, you will find a trade. Oh boy, I was expecting. I wish, you know, this opening was up here, and I have some selling towards this area here, for example, right? But it's just not what I wanted. Now check this out, right? POC has moved higher here. POC is now up here. Huh? They are trying to buy this money. They are trying to take this high out. They're defending that 600. If this one goes higher, it can come all the way to the 30. That would be a good area to take profits there. All right, that's 16. Now, got to move the stop to this 13 maybe. Let's move it to 11, okay? Let's move it to 11. Because if I don't want to come down here, really I don't want. It may actually come to 8. This one. Alright, so the next push may take the market to the 32. Now there's some volume coming here, which is not bad. I wouldn't want the market to come down below this. There's 16, right where it is right now. Okay, let's see if we can get. Let's see if we can get. There might be a spike here towards this 30. If that happens, let's see, that's 22, right? No, so many times has come down to 16, man. It's kind of like a struggling here. Ooh, look at this, all right? Look at this. Sometimes this one is check, it pulls back and then it goes higher. But sometimes these pullbacks can take the market lower. It seems like it's attempting to get to this 30. Well, let me see a spider around the 30. Let's move now. Stop to 24 here. 24 is being played back and forth, back and forth. Come on, man. Give me a chance. I don't want this market to come below 16. Oh, this has had good volume here. This good. What is 20? 26 a good. It's a good area here actually. Let's move it to 24 now. That's good enough. It's pretty close to what it is now. I just don't like that this has volume here. This kind of many times signs the end of the movement. I'm out here. I'm going to leave it there. Remember, I still have this heavy volume area here. Right, the market is getting away from this. Right, what I need to see is volume here, huge volume here. Right, I don't know if that's going to happen. If volume starts to come here, starts to feel here, getting as high or as much as this one, then there's can be some upside continuation. How close it get to that 30? Well, actually, it got to 30, right? Huh? Yeah, 33, 30, 30, 30.00. I think it can go higher. I was expecting. What I was expecting is a spike here. Because there's some shorts here. Right, this stops. And have boom, some movement really fast. That signals the end of the movement. It didn't happen that way. Right? The market not taking this volume node out. Right? And it's not even testing, right? It's not even getting like it did here. Well, I forgot already, right? Don't remember. I guess it was he. I guess I don't remember. I remember talking about something like that. I guess it was in the 30 minutes, right? But this is the 5 minutes. It's not even testing this one, so there's still have some upside here. But I am out already. The second part of this movement as well is almost. Come on, come on. Well, let me minimize this a little bit. Oh, well, it's not that close. It's kind of like a halfway through this 660 already. 30 points more to get to this. No, I cannot see it here in the 30. The 5 minutes shows the 660 here. But it's kind of late, right? I notice how far this market has come already. And from this support has went through, did not have ascendance, did not have downside continuation, then came back. It's taking the upper side of the value. Now it's exploring the upper side, right? Maybe this is the ultimate. The actually, you have a 660 here in the 5 minutes. This emptiness here, 660. And also is a weak area, right? Very short time trading that happened from that area. So it's not be crazy to think that the market can get all the way up there. The thing is, we don't have too much time now. Nasdaq is stronger than the ES. Impartial directive beam decay. No, thank you, but no, thank you. I don't do this stream for viewers, my friend. While the market is attempting to take this 660, is leaving, it's creating a downside objective as well. We have on the lower side is 600, we say 615, with the potential of the ultimate destination to the lower side, 570, something like that. Well, around this area here. We just leave it right there. I'm not saying it's going to go down, right? Because it's probably it looks like it's market is trying to test the high of the day. It's trying to make a new highs. Because remember, we don't have earnings anymore. In the upper side, remember we talk about this. We talk about this area here. It's an undeveloped area here, huh? This area was tested. If this one comes back here, we have some upside. It's pretty undeveloped in the ES as well. Okay. All right, man. did a couple trades today, right? The first one was when the market was kind of like attempting, to do some sideways trading here in this area. It did not move fast. It was close pretty fast. And the second time the market took this area here. So I take a trade, or I took a trade. I don't remember where. 610 around this area here. When POC was moved high, well, that's when I decided to take a loan. It may have another 30 more points to go. That would put the market around the 660. The ES might be targeting the 742. That's the 43 or 44. 43. Let's call it 43, and then 750. The latest, the ultimate upside target or potential destination. No? It seems that this market is attempting to make a new high here. POC is not going to move in the ES. POC can be moved a little bit higher in Nasdaq. Oh, okay. I got something. 3 more minutes before. Let's see, what do we have here? I'm going to extend. I'm going to extend this a little bit to the left side here because I want to magnify this high here. This chart here. Look at this channel here. Well, it has taken the 16, has it? No. We got 48, 48, 50. Look at what I missed here. This was the trade here. Why that 600? Well, this is where I took the trade. 600. I took a 601, and it's 596. And this area here, it did not challenge this. I mean, once it took it out, it never came back here. It is too late to get along here. Just be careful here. Because this market is actually reaching the destinations. Hold on a second, please. Got to be very careful here. As I'm saying, this market is actually. Come on, man. This market is reaching the potential destinations, man. It's very close. There's not too much upside here. If there's some selling here, uh, I don't think there's going to be enough volume now to keep going high. But remember, we are pretty close to this gap here. Right? This market may actually attempt to get close to this gap here. But first things first, right? Can the market do it? What level is that? That's a 77. This is this high here. Pretty excited buyers. You know, FOMO buying may take the market high here. Now all these dips are being bought now. It's leaving a dangerous low. Who cares, right? Who cares? Yeah. Now this is. I think with this, the market may have a new high here. May reach the 800. Do you believe that? Can be that be possible? Okay, this has been corrected. Many times we see these potential destinations, right? But we don't have passions. We want everything to happen right now, for example, right? This market may be aiming to close the gap, but doesn't have to happen today, right? Maybe aiming to get to the 770, that's another 100 points more from where it is right now, but not necessarily has to happen today. We have a breakout of an inside bar in the 2 hours in Nasdaq. All right. Notice, notice what's happening in the ES, right? And ES, while this is a market to the upside, you know, the current auction is to the downside in the ES. Nasdaq is the opposite. Nasdaq is a buy. Nasdaq was the weakest market for a while, and now it seems like it's the strongest. Hold on, we have a new high now in Nasdaq. Very emotional, no? Can you see how thin this is, right? Thin. It doesn't mean it has to collapse. This can keep going higher. Also, maybe another 100 points here. I guess I forgot to. Oh, pay attention here. I guess the first reaction here was to the downside, was it? Ugh. I want to see what happens here in the next period in the next 10 seconds. Come on, 18? I didn't put 18. Screw that. How about that, right? This movement, how many points? 690 points. And I captured less than 1/5 of that, only 20, something like that. That's 20%. Yeah, 20%. That could have been way better. I like when this kind of developments happen during regular trading hours. This market is going to close at the highs. Nasdaq at least. I had less than a minute. I won't short this market, man. This may even have a spike here. Alright, this thing lasted more than I expected. Let me check whether we have the ES shows that really nice breakout of the 4 or 5 day range. What about Nasdaq? About to have a breakout of 7 day range. Alright. Close at the highs. Very strong reaction in Nasdaq, but a lot of buying here. A lot of back and forth and a lot of volume. And it's closing. This market is closing with some volume at the upper side here. We talk about this one. No, but it's some really nice volume there. Okay, so probably we may have another gap here. We have a gap to the downside, and market and Nasdaq is reaching or aiming to this to get to this gap or close that gap. But to do that, this market can do it with another gap, which is just sign, which is just a sign of the how volatile this market is right now. All right, guys. I hope you have a good end of the day. I'm not sure when it's going to be my when it's going to when I am going to do another one, another stream. It really takes time, you know, time away from the market when you do the stream as well. You really cannot focus that much. Something before I go, something interesting here in the ES. I was having this signals constantly in Nasdaq. Now I have the same in the ES, which is this one here. So this would be some sort of support, intermediate short-term support resistance for Nasdaq, for the ES, I mean, with this lower reference, the 77,700, you know, as a down support below the current level. I don't like this low. That's right at that area. It's very questionable. But the upper side, we do have something here around very close to 7,800 actually. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing night. Bye bye.